We begin with Chip at the crime scene, America's oldest Navy base. It is just over a mile from the U.S. Capitol. Chip, good morning.
Well, good morning, Nora and Charlie. That massive building behind me to the right is Building 197. That is where the shooting occurred. And the FBI confirmed overnight that the shooter entered the base as a Navy contractor with a valid ID. And people who work on the base tell us that if you have a valid ID, you are not searched for weapons. You can just drive right through that gate. Overnight, police, FBI agents searched this hotel just minutes from the site of the Navy Yard massacre. It's believed that the suspect, Aaron Alexis, stayed here in the days before the deadly shootings. At a late-night press conference, D.C. Police Chief Kathy Lanier confirmed that Alexis acted alone.
We do now feel comfortable that we have the single and sole person responsible for the loss of life inside of the base today.
That came after more than 12 hours of a neighborhood on lockdown while police worked to confirm that there was no second shooter. Thousands of workers at the Washington Navy Yard were ordered to remain in their office buildings while the crime scene was investigated. The tragedy began to unfold just before 8:30 Monday morning with reports that a man had opened fire inside the heavily secured Washington Navy Yard, building number 197, a workplace for nearly 3,000. Police say Aaron Alexis allegedly shot many of his victims from an overlook on the third or fourth floor of the building, firing into an atrium. With a semi-automatic rifle, sources say Alexis was essentially a sniper, able to easily target his victims. Some of those killed have now been identified. 50-year-old Frank Kohler, 46-year-old Kenneth Bernard Proctor, 59-year-old Michael Arnold, 53-year-old Sylvia Frazier, 62-year-old Kathy Gard, 73-year-old John Roger Johnson, and 61-year-old Vishnu Pandit. Those who survived, like Todd Brundage, had to run for their lives.
People were shoving, people were falling down. After we came outside, people were climbing the wall, trying to get out over the wall, to get out of the spaces. It was just crazy.
Navy Commander Tim Gyrus was outside the building, unaware of what was happening inside, when he ran into a man who told him about the shooting.
And I said, well, that's news to me, and that was about the extent of our conversation, and I heard two shots. And he got hit.
President Obama, who was briefed on the shooting throughout the day, ordered flags at government buildings to be flown at half-staff for the remainder of the week.
As we learn more about the courageous Americans who died today, their lives, their families, their patriotism, we will honor their service to the nation.
Charlie and Nora, the Navy Yard is open this morning only to essential personnel, and you can bet that security will be a lot tighter today than it was yesterday morning. Chip, thanks.